This is Mike from the Ski Legends again, and Tommy has left the building, but he had stuff to do. But we're talking about the Bluetooth, which is a local bar on the access road to Sugarbush, owned by Hobbs Moyer at the time. It was an old building. I haven't gone up the access road. What is that now? The building's gone,
Affordable
right?
housing.
Affordable housing. Gotcha.
Yeah, the tooth itself was raised,
Yeah.
and they put up, I don't know how many, must be a dozen apartments.
Yeah.
Or yeah. And it was one of the initial moves to be able to have a place that workers at Sugarbush could afford to pay as the prices went up. And it's got to be there 20 years now.
At least.
Yeah.
And I haven't seen it, so I'm looking forward to going there. But Toons, you worked at the Bluetooth. I worked at the Bluetooth. I sold hats and
I drank
buttons,
at the Bluetooth.
and you drank at the Bluetooth. It was quite an amazing place. It was an old building, and when people got in the middle of the dance floor and started jumping up and down, the whole floor actually flexed, didn't it?
Oh yeah. It was an old building that needed a lot of work.
Yeah, yeah. It was a pretty awesome place, right on the access road in Sugarbush. Gone for about 20 years, but there were some good times there. Absolutely.
Some wild times, yeah.
Do you have any good Bluetooth stories?
Oh, many. But one thing that sticks out is that bartenders around the valley would always, on a day off, we'd go to, like Chez Henri's, we'd go to the Phoenix, we'd go down to Gallagher's, and spread the wealth, because when fellow bartenders would come in, they would tip like crazy. And so we would just, that would
Reciprocate,
be reciprocation. Yeah. But every night, because Gary Jackson was tending bar up at Chez Henri's.
And Gary's part of WMRW.
Yeah.
Let's do a plug for Gary's show.
Yeah.
Okay.
When?
Yeah, weekend
Weekend warm up every Friday from 2 to 6. And we wish Gary a speedy recovery. He's a little under the weather right now.
But Gary and Coop lived together, and Donna, Coop's wife, just in a little, one-story shack, basically, just up from the Bluetooth.
Oh, I know the place.
And we'd end up there at 3:30 in the morning playing John Philip Sousa and just getting crazy. But Gary because he finished his shift at Chez Henri's earlier than the Tooth. We closed at like 1:30, 2 o'clock, and then by the time we got all all the coolers filled and everything, Gary would come in and he'd take all the empties, and there was a little residual in every one of the liquor bottles, and he'd pour it into a couple of these big 16-ounce glasses, and we'd then do shots of this.
I never heard that one.
Of this, and this was like a nightly thing, so we, in addition to having several schnapps and any number of other alcoholic beverages.
And there was another tradition, Toons, would you address for the camera, dial a shot?
Oh, you've been telling that.
Well, if you were tending bar, obviously you couldn't go to one of your buddies' bars because he's working, you're working. So we would call up the bartender at another place, have a shot of usually schnapps, and say, hey, dial a shot. The guy on the receiving end would pour himself. We'd clink the phone receiver because it was a landline, and you'd hear it, and you go, cheers, brother, have a good night, boom. And we'd be calling all various bars. As soon as you had a couple of minutes, if you came up for air for a minute, hey, time for a dial a shot. Pretty soon, we were as loaded as the patrons were.
Food service and beverage service in Sugarbush, Vermont.
The wonderful thing is that, as you know, we had such a wonderful crew on the ski school.
Right.
And, we would just go to bars as a group. And it was just the camaraderie. It was just amazing.
Yeah.
But I remember one night.
I'm gonna hold you on that story.
Okay.
We're gonna cut off, but we're gonna come back. Save that story for me.